Hi, this is Representative Al Baldessaro, and I'm with my beautiful co-host, State Representative Janine Notter from Merrimack, and this is once again Who's Looking Out for You. Janine, I got to ask the question again. How many miles you going? What are you doing?
Okay, for the year, since January 1st, I'm up to 1,053 miles.
God bless you.
So,
I still cannot imagine how you're out there running in the winter and doing all that stuff.
Oh, it's summer now, so now we're swimming in the humidity. And
Are you swimming?
in the humidity.
Well,
That's what it feels like.
For most of the people that are watching this show, there's potential there. If you're looking at Janine Notter and you're saying, well, how's this little woman, you know what I mean, run all these miles and work out and go to all this, what, yoga? You do this other stuff?
Not anymore. I used to teach yoga.
You don't do that anymore? You know what I mean? She's a glutton for punishment. My days are over with that stuff, beating my body, doing that stuff.
Well, if I'm going slow, you know, I have a lot of slow runs, but yesterday I did a 5K in the rain. And on that last mile, I was going uphill, and the Marine Corps hymn came on. So I'm like, yes!
I love that
and
stuff.
I always say "oorah," and then I start calling out to all the Marines I know, my dad and Corporal Gibson.
You know, we have a town council running for state rep here in town, Tom Doan. He's a West Point grad, served in the Army. So once he becomes a state rep, I get to mentally torture him for the next couple of years up at the state.
There you go.
But anyways, we've got a special guest today.
We do.
Liberty person, I heard. You want to introduce her?
I do. I've known Diane Bitter for a number of years, and she's with the 603 Alliance. Welcome, Diane.
Welcome,
Thank
Diane.
you.
It's an honor.
Good
I've
to
known her
see you.
I don't know if I can reach you.
a lot
Let's
of
see.
years
you
also.
can. Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I didn't see your mic. I thought for a minute we forgot to put her mic on, but there it is.
Yeah.
Blending in.
She's got it under control. So the 603, tell her, what is the 603 so people know?
Obviously, it has something to do with New Hampshire because we're.
Wait,
is
first
New
of all,
Hampshire.
before you say anything, here in Londonderry, we have a 603 brewery. Okay, so
Oh, that's where it is.
Yes,
my
it's in
son and my
Londonderry.
husband wear T-shirts
Well,
and
you know,
in
when
cups.
when we chose the name, we researched it, and there were no other 603s at the time, but now there are a lot of them. But yes, it refers to 603, the state of New Hampshire. And what it is an organization of like-minded people, very conservative. Our mission statement says it all. Our mission statement is that we exist to bring back constitutional principles to all levels of government.
Then you must like us.
Yeah, of course
So
I do.
Yeah.
I like both of you.
Yeah, so we're
Very
good
well. We
votes.
vote.
Of course, we're good
Absolutely,
votes.
absolutely, and that's all. That's our entire mission. So everything that we do, everything that we stand for, every project that we come up with, that's our goal, somehow or other, to make sure that that mission statement gets accomplished.
That's awesome. So, I mean, what do you, I mean, okay, I understand you support the Constitution. Of course, Janine knows I carry,
Here it
you know, all the
comes.
time. I always pull it out. You know what I mean? The New
Yep.
Hampshire Constitution, the U.S.
Yep.
Actually,
You
I
know,
think I have it too.
so what do you actually do? What are you doing? I mean, I understand you support the Constitution.
we've done a number of things. We're in our 4th year now, believe it or not. I can't believe it's been 4 years. We actually founded in January of 2015, and so we're almost at 4 years now, and we've done a number of different projects. But our current project is something we're calling Initiative 18, obviously 2018, and what we're looking for now, we're concentrating primarily on the State House, so state representative candidates. And we're looking at those, and we're trying to recruit candidates who will, in fact, adhere to the Constitution, who will follow the party platform, who will do the things that we as a group want to see promoted. And that's really it in a nutshell.
By party platform, I assume you're not talking about the Communist Manifesto.
No, Republican Party platform. I needed to spell that out.
yeah.
You're right. I went over that one too fast.
Well,
Yes,
you know, Janine
exactly.
and I have, we pretty much on the same sheet of music. And we vote liberty, we vote Constitution. We don't vote for taxes or fees. And,
Yep.
you know,
And Al is
Small
former
government,
tri-chair
low taxes.
of the House Republican Alliance, and
Yep.
both high scoring.
We look at all those scores. We look at everything about a candidate. We actually, with our project, Initiative 18, what we do is we have a survey that's extended to anybody who's interested in being part of our project. They fill out the survey, and if they score appropriately, then we welcome them into the program. Now, if they come into our program to participate, what we give them in return is training, mentoring, assistance in whatever way we can, and support.
I was at the last meeting they had, and matter of fact, Diane introduced me as a candidate running for speaker.
Oh, I think I saw
Yeah,
pictures of you
and
there.
I tell you, I was impressed with the people that were there. They were very focused, you know, on a lot of can-do attitude, motivated, want to make a difference in the state there. So you guys did a hell of a job, and some
Oh,
great
thank
speakers you had
Thank
over
you
there.
for coming. I'm sorry we
No, that's
weren't able
fine.
to give you more
I came
time, but
unexpected, you
it
know.
was-
I have that Marine
it was tough.
mentality, you know. You just walk in there, whether you're invited or not. You know, it's just one of those
Hearing
things.
a lot of good feedback about the 603 Alliance.
Well, thank you, thank you. We're actually going to, next week we're doing a third training. When we did the first training, we said, well, maybe if we get enough interest, we'll have to do a second training. And of course, right after the first training, bingo, things popped. And we got lots of inquiries from people.
Awesome.
So we scheduled the second training, and now we're doing a third one.
Now,
But this will be the last one.
If you put me on the schedule to come over and speak for 5 minutes on motivation, on body language, on going, how you know, understanding the information, the knowledge.
How to look scary.
How to walk to a home and have your gun loaded pretty much with information.
Yeah.
I held a training at the State House, and there was about 40 people that were there. It was unbelievable. They even walked out and they said, "Al, I can't believe the stuff you passed on to us."
Was that recent, or-
That was recent. I had it at the Up and Walker House. And what I taught, I brought them to the basics. I even brought in information laws and things like that. Where to get the budget information, where to get the veterans, because they're hit with a lot of veterans questions. I brought this data in for them. I brought in the platform, you know, into them. And for 2 hours, we went through boom, 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 boom. And it was unbelievable, the questions we had.
So when you were there the other night, that was our issues briefing
Right.
summit, which is different from the training. The training
Yeah.
is a 2-day thing.
Yeah.
And what we do with that, some of the similar kinds of things that you talk to your group about, but then we do breakouts into a hands-on session.
Right.
So we actually have the stations set up so that the candidates, after we give them the initial introductory stuff, then they decide, and they've got their own little dance card. They can decide where they want to go. They've
Right.
got a map of the facility. We do this at the Loeb Center, which is ideal for this kind
Yeah,
of
that was
thing.
a great location.
And they can go over here and get a photo taken, professional
Who's your
photo.
photographer? Is it?
David Nash has been doing it for us.
They even had somebody there for social media. They had, right?
Social media, make up your website, go over to the computer lab and actually sit there and produce your website. Do all the connections, make up your palm cards, design your yard sign, go over to the other do another station and sit with the RNC staff and put your app, your Walkabout app on your iPhone right there. Everything is all set. Go to another station and speak to a coach there about what is my campaign message? How do I, and help people, especially newcomers,
Right.
help them distill, because they want to do everything.
Yes.
So
Yes, they do.
you have to hone it down to your elevator
They want to hit the
speech.
ground running. and
Exactly. And how do I come across with my own personal message, the best message for me that's going to sell it? So a coach will help them find what that message is. Then they go to another station where they get all the data from past races in their district.
Right. Yeah.
That tells them, okay, this is what I need to look for. This is how I need to approach my campaign, because then a coach will sit with them, go through this data and say, now in your district, this is the best approach to your campaign. So that's the kind of thing we're doing. It's a lot of information, but it's hands-on.
You know, the GOP is so far advanced now with this technology. Since Trump stepped
yeah.
in,
Yeah.
he brought in a lot of things
It's
that we've
amazing
used.
what
It was
they're doing.
unbelievable now to be able to go door to door and then make a little note, you know, and then teaching them, you know, to return the call. Like I had Pam Tucker at my training. And Pam, you know, Pam's a numbers girl.
So
And,
former
very
deputy speaker.
Former deputy
Yes.
speaker, and she was unbelievable, the information that she passed. You know, we talked about the letters and other things and free advertising, how to go out and about, and it was awesome. But it was like a 2 hour, but I think we ended up going 2.5 hours. You know, and with all the questions and
So
stuff.
you're one of the original founders of the 603 Alliance?
Yes, yes.
Because I've done shows on it before, and I remember having Skip Murphy on. Was
Right.
it Skip or Roger? No, it was Roger.
And Fran
Mike
Wendelbetter
Rogers.
is awesome. I love
Fran Wendelbeau, I've had her
Yeah.
on the show before,
Fran-
and you. I've had you on.
Fran Wendelbeau is one of our original founders. And we started with probably a group of about 20 interested people. And then after several meetings and when we were defining exactly where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do, we lost a few people along the wayside
Right.
because not because they were not with us in
Time-consuming.
spirit. Well, it was time consuming, but also because they really had more of a singular focus that they wanted to go in, and that wasn't going to work with
And
us.
It's evolved.
It-
I've
and yes,
seen myself
so it,
that it's
so
evolved.
it did evolve, right? We went from there, yeah.
You had a dinner like last fall. You were there. I think you had your own table.
No, I don't
No,
know if I was there.
We had
Yeah.
Steve Bannon.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah, you
was
were
there.
there.
Yes,
Because
I
I
did.
know where you were sitting, and I was all the way
yes, I
across
was
the
there.
room.
I was at a table that was reserved.
right.
And I think Pam Tucko.
Was at your table.
Because
and-
Pam, if I run the Speaker of the House, Pam was going to be my chief of staff.
Okay.
But she's enjoying the beach now because her husband's company went public and she's on the beach now in Rye.
She's around the corner
Yeah,
from me.
is she? So
Yes.
she's
Tell her we
debating
said
here
hi.
whether she
I
wants to
will.
even go to work because I said, "Wow, you
I
think it's going
know.
to take away from your tan?"
Well, she's been helping. She's been
might.
helping us with 603
She's
in
great, Pam
in the
Tucker.
sense that she's recruited a few candidates and she's also mentoring a few
Right.
candidates. That's another thing that we're offering is if people are interested in having a mentor assigned to them, then we assign a mentor. We've had a lot of volunteers who want to
Good.
do this, and the mentor acts as the candidate's conscience.
Right.
Reminding them, did you go door knocking today? Did you?
Oh, and
did
it's so
you,
hard to do that in the summer.
Did you have a?
This-
Did you have a?
Right.
Scott Quartermass,
Yes.
that was my recruit, and then I had another one, but it fell through. And then his
Yeah.
father was going to run, and then the mother found out about it, and that she put an end to that.
You know, it's a
Yeah,
lot of times.
things change. Things
Yeah.
do change. In fact, that's what I was doing this morning is just revising our list because some people who expressed some interest in the beginning found that they weren't quite ready.
Right.
You know.
A lot of time involved. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, what most reps, people running for rep don't understand, you're also on the county delegation. You know, and you're also involved with the GOP at the convention and the voting
Right.
member. And,
Right.
you know, so there's a lot
So
involved.
we want the viewers to know that state rep candidates are being prepped so that they'll be good, effective
Absolutely,
legislators.
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
And-
We have another service that we're offering them every other Thursday. We have a teleconference call, and they can call in there if they've got questions. For instance, as you were saying, when you knock on a door, how do you react and what do you do? And so
you meet
suppose
every
somebody,
dog in town, let me tell you.
yeah. So they, as they're going out now, they probably have things that happen that, ooh, maybe I should have handled that differently, or
Like
what
the
did
mean
that,
person,
what
"Man,
did
what's
that
your
mean?
literature?" and they rip it up in front of you.
So now what they do is they email their questions into us, and then when we have the
Right.
teleconference, then we answer all the questions. And they can actually interact with us at the same time and ask questions live, and we answer them, and, you know, so
Yeah.
it's,
Well, you
it's a
know
good
what
service.
what I told them was, I said, when you walk to a door or into a room, you got to have the mentality, I'm the best thing since peanut butter. You have to have confidence. You have to.
That was
Yeah.
sliced bread.
Yeah, well, I said, you know,
Well,
peanut
and
butter,
peanut
because I
butter.
love peanut butter.
I like peanut
I always
butter.
had peanut
Allergic,
butter in
and
the
you can't have
field and the
any.
Marines there, and it would give you energy to keep going.
And
Yeah,
protein,
great.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
good source of protein.
But anyways, and I said, you have to speak from your gut, the honesty. You got to be able to speak so people
right.
listen, not mumble. You
Right.
know, and people don't understand when you're mumbling. Got to have confidence. I mean, I went into a lot of areas really hitting them because I used to teach people getting out of the military at the transition program. They call it the TAP, on how to dress for success, how to, you know, come across eye contact, you know,
Yeah.
body language, everything that I
It's
taught.
all important.
And I'm school trained by the Marine Corps because I was a recruiter on giving speeches,
Yeah.
with a moment's notice, to be able to just, if somebody says, hey, we need you to speak, boom, Just tell me what you want me to talk about.
Not everyone agrees with the dress code. Like, I'm for a dress code. I
Right.
think, if you're in the House of Representatives, that you should look professional. And others, they
You're
don't.
representing your town. You know
Right.
what I
I
mean?
mean,
No,
don't
I
think you
agree.
should come
It
in
makes a
looking like you
difference.
just got off work at the farm.
I invested money, of course, when I retired from the Marine Corps, I was human resource manager. Then I was a national headhunter and going around the country hiring. So I had a lot of suits. But the thing is, I had to wipe all the dust, the cobwebs off them, and then, broke
Right.
them out.
No, and you
But
don't
the
have to
thing
spend a
is,
lot of.
you
Like,
don't.
we had a mutual friend, and she just went to Goodwill. And She
Yeah.
got 2 suit jackets,
That's
and
right.
she just, switched them off.
Because not all reps, and I love it there because we got people from all walks of life, right? Mm-hmm. And not everyone has a
Absolutely.
lot of money. I don't have a lot of money
Absolutely.
either.
There's
but
a lot that don't have a lot of money.
And I live on a budget like everyone else, but you got to teach them. You're representing your town. You've got to dress for success because if you're wearing ripped jeans and you wear like some of the way they dress, say that's not right. You know what I mean? The way sneakers with a pair of jeans on and
Yeah.
a sports coat.
Yeah.
We're legislators, so.
You have to look
Yeah.
professional.
And of course, they look
important.
at somebody like Janine, who's always dressed properly, and she rubs off on a lot of people too. So it makes a difference.
Thank you. I went to a town meeting last night in shorts and a t-shirt because I looked at the time.
Oh, no.
And in
You
walked
were late.
Representative Dick Barry. He's in the suit and the tie, and he's got his name tag on. I'm like, I'm just going to sit in the back here
Yeah.
this week. But I wouldn't do that at the State House. Although we have, had last-minute calls, and we had to call, the leadership did, call some of the reps in, like, look, we have a bill we're voting on, and you need to be here. And so some of the reps had to make special arrangements at work and get off early to come, and they weren't dressed appropriately, and oh boy, did they get teased.
Oh yeah.
But
because
it was
we
more
need-
important for them to be there to vote
I mean, that day,
than it
in
was
the
to go
beginning, we
home.
were missing like 40 reps, right? And then all of a sudden, our number got down to 35. 5 other reps, like Janine just said, showed up.
Yeah.
That's a shame. If you're going to run for state rep, you got to be there.
Yes, it's a
You know-
responsibility.
Well, some,
Yeah.
It's a big
but
responsibility.
we have some reps that they're single dads.
Right.
They work
Yeah.
full time.
Single, yeah.
Yeah, or I don't know about any. Personally
Yeah,
don't know
no.
of any single mothers that
Yeah.
are there and have to work
Well,
full
I'll
time.
use somebody like Victoria, who's always there, but she
Victoria
can't get
Sullivan.
there early in the morning because she drops her kids off at school because her
She's there
husband's gone to
before we
work.
vote on the first bill.
Right, but she's always there before the first vote. She might
And
miss
that's
the
what-
and
caucus.
she reads every bill, so she
Yeah.
and she's
Oh,
part
yeah.
of leadership. She knows what's going on. So
yeah.
if she misses caucus,
So there's a
she's
big
not missing
difference, but
anything.
she's locked on.
Yeah.
Victoria's unbelievable. A good Liberty vote
And
too.
you want to be on the right side of
Yeah.
Victoria. She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fighter.
she don't hold no punches, that's for sure.
I'm so glad she's my friend. I
Yeah.
don't think I could survive an argument with
yeah,
her.
really kidding. So what else is the 603 doing?
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're not sure where we go after the election. We'll decide that when we come to it. Now, when we first started in 2015, you remember we had the caucus.
Oh yeah.
That
I
year.
couldn't
You were
go.
there,
We
so
were
that was
looking at a
fun.
college. Or
What was
That
that
was
called?
Parents' Weekend.
The GPS.
The
That was
vote. What was that vote called? There was a name for it.
the GPS.
Is that what it was called?
caucus,
GPS.
yeah.
Explain what DPS is.
GPS. Now I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to remember.
So people
It
watching
was-
will know.
It was
'Cause Janine will hit you with it.
grassroots presidential selection.
Right, grassroots.
Okay.
Gra-
so the-
GPS.
Right.
And the whole point was that we were going to utilize this mechanism to guide us.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the GPS part of it. But that's
So
how we
the
came up with
intention
that.
was for everybody to support the one conservative candidate.
We
So
were
Now-
was
trying to
Trump
narrow
part
the
of
field.
that?
No,
I know, because
let me-
Ted Cruz won.
The night, but let me
Wasn't Ted
explain
Cruz?
something here. The night before, Trump had a massive rally in Lowell. I didn't get home till 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I knew I was walking into the Lion's Den because
Yeah.
I heard Cruz was invited. So naturally, in my mind, all Cruz
Everybody was
supporters-
invited.
No, I know that. Everyone was invited. But the only one that was coming was Ted Cruz was in the area.
Yeah, I couldn't go.
Because Trump was already in Lowell and he was flying to another area. So I knew in my mind if Cruz is going to be there, the place was going to be stacked with Cruz supporters. I already knew that. There's no doubt in my mind.
They did
So-
show up.
Yeah, they did show up. So I walked into the Lion's Den. Then they wanted me to, after I spoke on behalf of Donald Trump,
Unintimidated.
and then
100%.
then they wanted me to come over because you're supposed to. How's that work? You're supposed
Well,
to. If you don't have the votes.
after elimination, first round, if the you have to reach a certain threshold with your
Right.
votes, and your votes come from the people actually there in the arena.
Like a caucus.
Right.
Like a real
Yeah.
caucus, and they actually vote. It was it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
sense,
fun,
in
yeah.
the sense that we really tried to make it as authentic as possible, even
I
though
thought it was good. I
even
thought
though
yeah.
it wasn't,
Yeah.
you know, an official.
Right.
But the people that we have working on the floor, holding the signs and doing the counting, were impartial.
Mm-hmm.
They were all from Massachusetts. They
Oh.
came up as
Yeah,
volunteers.
right.
They were a hoot,
Oh,
and they
that's
were
nice.
having a great time.
It
They were
was-
wearing
I had an
little
awesome time.
ID and yeah.
Were
But
you there for
after
that?
but after the
no,
first
we were at the college. I think it was
but after
Parents'
the first
Weekend.
elimination, then the voters who were still there, if their candidate was eliminated, they were supposed to go assimilate into another.
Right, well, you know, and that happens. That happens
Right.
every time we have a
But see,
primary.
I
You know,
refused.
whatever candidate you were supporting, if they drop
Right.
out of the race or they're no longer in the
Right.
race for one reason or the other, you go to the next one you like best. So.
Ted Cruz did a great job getting the supporters there. So that was they were full. They were actually won.
It's like a straw poll.
But they
Straw
were
polls are the
yelling,
thing.
Al,
Yeah.
Al, we want Al.
Okay,
And
no,
I
but
stood
they
right
tried-
in the
we
middle and
tried
I
hard.
wouldn't budge. The other Trump supporters just went ahead and left. You know, they walked out, you know, because they said, because
Well,
I
you
said,
went to see Cruz when he was here in
yeah,
London,
I seen
Londonderry
him three
too.
times.
Yeah.
You know, and I had lunch with Paul Ryan. I had lunch with others.
I had his wife on my
with
show
all,
in
with
Merrimack.
all the candidates I met. But I knew in my mind I was going with a businessman because I got tired of Democrats and Republicans making promises
Well,
and not
so
doing
did
nothing.
the country.
and
Yeah.
not keeping them. That's
And-
that's exactly.
And boy, he sure
where we're all
surprises.
coming
He's
from.
doing a fabulous job,
He
but
is
you'd never
doing
know
an
it if you watch
amazing job.
mainstream media.
You ain't kidding. The media.
Well, don't listen to them.
No,
I
I
don't.
don't listen to them. No, the
Well, we
media.
have cable.
There's
We
so
can
much
we can
fake
say what
news
we
out
think.
there.
I
It's
know.
out of control.
I know.
And
no.
we can, then the viewers will know who's looking out for
Right,
you.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt.
Exactly.
And I was honored to have an opportunity to travel around the country. He would not put his veterans plan out. I actually submitted all the stuff for his veterans plan. In New York, they put it together. Corey Lewandowski, when Trump came back, he put it in my hand, the draft. He said, Al, check it out. Donald Trump wants you to look at it before we put it out. So I called Major Dan Tamburillo, who was a state rep at the time. He's also a
I know
reserve
Dan,
major.
yes.
He came to my house. We sat at the table with the draft.
Yeah.
And we went through, we made some changes, and I gave it back to Corey. And then a week later, they rolled it out, you know, the veterans plan. So I was honored to travel all around the country to be able to speak at the rallies just before Donald Trump. And it was like on cloud nine.
Yeah.
But I don't want to work in D.C., so, you know.
Yeah, that's well.
My
it's-
days
it's
of working
tough- it's
18-hour
tough to
days
be
as a Marine
in
Rover,
DC,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I said, nah.
Yeah,
But-
it's a tough life and a
We
tough
get to
work.
go. We get to go to the White House.
Oh, yeah. We're all. we're
Is
good.
it
When are you
everybody,
going?
all the
Yeah.
reps, or
Well, the
who is it?
Republicans.
Oh, okay.
August
I
8th.
wasn't sure.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we were
Good.
invited to the White House. A bunch of, I think there's got to be about 40, 50 of us legislators that are flying
Okay.
out early in the morning. Some are
I'm
driving.
taking a Greyhound bus.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll get there. I'm leaving 6 o'clock in the morning out of Boston because the flight here in Manchester was full in the morning.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I'm
sure.
flying
There's
back.
some
I'm
people
surprised they
driving,
didn't put
but
another one out.
Yeah, I know.
and there's some driving too.
Yeah, there are some
carpool,
driving.
but-
Some are going to go there, make a trip out of it, and stay 2-3 days. Me, myself, Representative Dave Lundgren from here in New Hampshire, Londonderry,
Chiropractor.
and Dave Binford is coming up from. He lives way up north, 3 hours away or whatever.
Okay.
He's going to come Tuesday night and stay at my house. We'll get up in the morning and then we'll go pick up
Right
Dave
away.
Lundgren, and then we'll go to Boston. I'll park my car at the airport and stuff. You know. Are
Yeah.
you leaving the day before, or when are you leaving on Greyhound?
The night before, probably.
Yeah, the day.
Yeah.
So we'll arrive late
Oh, yeah.
afternoon. So and then I hope there's a gym at the hotel because I'm not going to be able to run that morning, and they're not going to let me run
Oh
up
my
and down the
gosh.
bus. So
Yeah, you
you know,
see,
it's-
she's a glutton for
She- every
punishment.
day.
That's
She's got to get that.
and I can't stand treadmills. I hate treadmills, but I will do
Yeah,
it. I will
right.
run on the
Ah.
treadmill because I'm kind of afraid to run
Yeah,
outside
that's
by
pain
myself.
on the
in
body.
DC.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
she's tough.
She
She's
is.
tough.
She,
Janine
really
is quiet
amazing.
but deadly. You know?
Not sure how to take
Yeah,
that.
So, but otherwise,
good
you
for
know,
you.
I'll tell you, I've known Fran Windelbud. I've learned a lot from her at my first term as a state rep, and great. She used to run the Reagan Network,
Mm-hmm.
and I was honored to be a member of that because Fran was the go-to person on liberty and other stuff.
Well,
issues
you know, the
there.
House Republican Alliance has a picture of Reagan on on every one of their pink sheets. The pink
Yeah.
sheet
Yes.
is a voting guide, and we all get together and we discuss the bills,
Yeah.
and we make recommendations based on the platform and the constitutionality of each
Right.
bill. Why can't I talk
Yeah.
We
today?
used the pink sheet when Steve Bannon was here, and we had the
Yeah.
dinner with
Right,
Steve Bannon.
yes.
Because anybody who scored 90 or above on the pink sheet
I was on it.
got a reduced ticket
Yeah.
for the dinner.
Well, I didn't
And
know
I
that.
paid, so I
and
got
they
it- I
all
got a
came
refund.
out.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
Everybody
Yeah.
was there. It was really
That was awesome.
really
Yeah,
very
because
special.
Pam Tucker bought a table, and then I was her guest, you know, at the table, because I was actually going to buy the table, but she said, no, you know, she was going to buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping if I'm the speaker that I get Pam Tucker out of retirement, because I honestly think she would be the best chief of staff. She understands the
Yeah.
system, understands
She would
everything.
she would be very good.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but otherwise, just another beautiful day in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but now the 603, you have any more dinners, lunches, or fundraisers you're doing?
One never knows.
Yeah.
Right now, we've got our hands full with this project,
Mm-hmm.
but we're always thinking about what we're doing next, and we do have a few irons in the fire.
Right.
We're thinking about it, but until we get there, I'm not ready to announce anything
Well,
yet.
I'll tell you guys, y'all do a great job there. I wish I had time
Thank
to
you.
be involved, which is a lot more, because if any
Well,
of any of the
you're
groups
always welcome.
between the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance and your group is probably the top groups in the state. You know, as far
Well, and they
as
just had their dinner, their
as
annual
far as
dinner.
Yes.
conservatism,
missed that
liberty
one.
platform,
Right.
those are the best groups in the state there, and I, you know, work hand in hand with them, and you know, it's a
We should
great
probably
organization.
do a shout out to Representative Mike Silva because he received the Legislator
Mike,
of the Year
yeah.
award
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
from the
from
New
the
Hampshire
Liberty
Lib-
Alliance.
Yes, okay.
And Mike Silver's out of where? Where's he out of? Is he Goffstown or Manchester? I
Is
don't
it-
even
I
know.
don't know.
He's further south, I think.
Is
That's
he?
where he lives.
Yeah, I can't remember where he's
Is he
out
in
of, but
Hollis
another
area?
great. The
No?
only thing Mike
I
Silver
don't
and I
remember.
have issues over veteran stuff.
Okay.
Because he thinks per the Constitution we're setting a new class. But I explained to him per the U.S. Constitution, New Hampshire Constitution, military is established in the Constitution.
Right.
But
And
anyway,
oh, we
we
out
got
of time.
about
Yes.
a minute and 4 seconds. Let's say somebody want to get involved with the 603. How do they get
Go
involved?
on our website and
What's your website? And then we'll put it up on the
603alliance.org. That's it. There's a-
603alliance.org.
Period.
Okay.
There are phone numbers on there. You can call us, get in touch with us, leave us a message, an email. We'll get back to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think,
Thank you.
Janine? I mean, it's a pleasure to have a Liberty person
Yes.
come in here and talk Liberty and what they're doing and
Oh.
making New Hampshire great again.
Good
I'll
job.
Absolutely.
continue. Yeah,
Good
so
job,
we
Diane.
definitely
Good work.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's been a
was great
pleasure, that's
fun,
for sure,
great
having you
fun.
here.
good to see
And
you.
I look
See you.
forward to
Thank you.
working with you again and again and again.
Okay.
And
will
Janine
do.
and I, we're not going nowhere. We're up there for liberty, the
I know you
Constitution,
are.
the platform, and
And the
what's good for
veterans.
the people.
And we're going to
And,
send you
yeah.
a lot of new people.
I hope, yeah, you're working on some great liberty
We need
candidates.
those reinforcements.
and
Thank
we
you.
love it.
Exactly.
Well,
Thank
until
you.
our next show, we'll be back, and this is Who's Looking Out for You. Thank you for watching.